Shalom has many meanings, but we share its Hebrew roots. Peace is in its branches, and prosperity its shoots. Hello, goodbye, and harmony and wholeness are its leaves. Its roots are deep, 6,000 years, but still it lives and breathes. And so our roots are widespread, they are tangled round the world. Our branches reach to Manchester, the centuries unfurled. A community would blossom here, grow tall and put down seeds. Its trunk is strong, the bounty of its fruit sustains our needs. And the trees grow in a circle. At its centre is a light. It speaks of home, and not alone. A constant, burning bright, and it's burned in this great city as a beacon, as a flame, and it's made the city greater as the city made its name. And so many faiths and nations make a city, play their part, but today, Zachor, remember how we Jews have played our part. All we brought and all we taught and all we do and all we did. In Cheetham Hill, you hear it still. Shalom Aleichem, our kid. Sometimes destitute and hungry, often frightened, often poor. We would make our way to this place in the hope of something more, crossing borders, crossing continents, the price we paid, the cost. And so we honour those who made it, to remember those we lost. And we arrived, and some would thrive and some would make it up the hill. Our life was made in every trade, at every task, with every skill. And some conservative, some radical, some orthodox, reform, from rights and wrongs and fights and bonds, community is born. Through agreements, disagreements, grow the roots from which we came. We break the bread and prayers are said around eternal flames. We're Sephardi, Ashkenazi, we are Haredim and from. We are secular, we're movements, we keep going, overcome. As the decades turn to centuries, turn daughters to grandmothers, how we worked to get a safety net, as sisters and as brothers, some would prosper and would foster lots of acts of loving kindness, and of tzedakah as a mitzvah, and kehillah as a wiseness. At first a small society gave bread and meat and coal, then a Jewish board of guardians helped the very poorest souls. And we look at those old photos now and think of where we climbed from, all the voices, all the choices, the rejoices we l'chaim from. Those who made us, those who prayed for us, who gave us all we are, thank you, Todah, Mazel Tov, for bringing us so far. And here tonight, in black and white, we look into those faces, all the hope they brought, the faith they taught, how extraordinary this place is. And we think of Jewish Manchester, and what a congregation. All the names that we acclaim and name in fame and celebration, and in knowledge, science, commerce, music, what a contribution. In politics and civic life, in change and revolution. In charity, community, the keeping of a flame, that constant, that eternal, nothing changes but the name. Now it's here at Heathlands Village, that's the way we pull together. Within the Fed, the love we spread, a love of all we share forever. And people think they know of us. They may do, that's true, but some may not know anything or everything we do. And we share this rare awareness in the hope that you can help to love thy neighbour as thyself. You might need us yourself. And just look at this, just look at this, the home that we have made here, and just think of all the stories of the elders who have stayed here. And it's beautiful. We made it so. We know we show we care here. The young and old, the stories told, the moments that we share here. Someone's father, someone's uncle, dear Bobby, or your mother. It is simple, but it's so hard to be there for one another. With a brew, a meal, a joke, a laugh, a hug, a prayer, a smile. Or while we're sad and lonely, someone stays there for a while. It's what we do. It's why we're here. It's how we keep that flame. And Heathlands Village says the same, but love has many names. And there's tears here, but it's clear here there is peace and fun and laughter. And though Grandma keeps forgetting, she's remembered ever after. And Joseph was a tailor. Oh, the life that he had sown. Oh, the glories of his stories. But life left him on his own. Oh, he had us all in stitches. How? It's hard to understand, as his life had been the hardest, as we held his softest hands. And Sadie, in the corner, scared, she hardly said a thing. But the day we brought her music, was the day we heard her sing, and her voice was old and shaking, but her eyes lit when she sung. Mama Loschen from the shtetl, all her old songs sounded young. And Miriam would join in, badly, never missed a chance. She couldn't stand, but moved her hands. How beautifully she danced. And sometimes when the sun shines, when we're laughing here together, across divides and rising tides, are moments prized forever. But strength is what we're made of. It's those roots again, remember? Always rising from the ashes, always growing from the embers, and the Fed has many branches, and not everyone will know this. We share our care out everywhere, and this is how we show this. We've expert teams and volunteers who work in our community, who never miss a chance to help at every opportunity. And we still have poor and hungry, and we still have cold and scared, but we still have ties that bind us, and the Fed to show we care. And every social problem, it goes on behind closed doors, and the Fed can gently open them and offer our support.
And all across this city, your donations help us roam to 1 in 7. That's 1 in 7 of fellow Jewish homes.
Imagine what is out there now. Imagine how we're needed. The blame, the shame, the pain, the same in every call we've heeded. Then imagine how we rise to this, the spirit that we've drawn on. How brightly burns the light in us, the fights that we were born from. And together with our donors and our patrons, volunteers, and all our staff and colleagues who have worked with us for years, we do things like this, and things like this, and things like this, and then we get knocked down, but yet we've found the things like this again. Community and unity, and things like this and faith, and all we brought and all we fought for, Manchester, this place. And one day they may write another poem of this fight, with your name there to show you cared and how you brought the light. And Itzik is a gentleman, a humble man, such charm, still making his life count for more than numbers on his arm. And he whispers, love will triumph over evil that men do. And this is how we show him that we hear him, and we do. There are some things we remember in our prayers and in our homes. There are others we remember as we share them in our bones. We are there to hold each other's hands, to kiss each wrinkled brow. The love that's ever needed needs you more than ever now. Sometimes destitute and hungry, often frightened, often poor, we would make our way to this place in the hope of something more, crossing borders, crossing continents, the price we paid, the cost. And those of us who've made it, honour those of us who've lost. And our love has many meanings, but we share its Hebrew roots, the Fed we've grown in Manchester, amongst its finest shoots. Within its name, eternal flame, the warmth we share lives on. It speaks of home, of not alone, of Manchester. Shalom.